You can follow us on socials @On the Tailgates, Ritter and Tasker in studio. And so happy to finally be joined by the man, the myth, the legend himself. On the phone with us this week, Paul Wagner.
As Joe from Safelite is here repairing my windshield. I've never cracked a windshield in my entire life. Got hit with a small rock on the left side, no big deal. Shot a straight crack all the way through the middle.
Oh, that's the worst.
I've never done that before.
Well, glad to have you with us this week. I know you've been busy. How's coaching baseball going?
Baseball's going good. I only made the Milwaukee trips. And then I haven't made this one that they went to Sioux City, Iowa. They come home tonight, and they've won. So I just sent the manager a message. I go, hey, you want me to stay far, far away from the ballpark on Friday?
Now, this is the Lake Country Dockhounds you're coaching for, right?
Correct. So it's an American association. And I don't know if you understand, it's independent baseball, which means that you're not affiliated with an organization. Let's just say the Milwaukee Brewers draft you. You play a couple of years, but you don't get to the big leagues. They release you. So now you're free to do whatever you want. No other team picks you up, but this gives you the platform to actually play baseball, to be scouted. It's funded by Major League Baseball, and then that way you can go. So we have two guys that actually pitched in the big leagues last year, and we're already getting phone calls. So maybe they make one or two more starts, whether it's a position player or a pitcher, and then they go to an organization. And then the development process is done on our dime, not in the Milwaukee Brewers per se.
So that's been taking up all your time. I still haven't got the full story on the turkey kill. I got to get the story because Tasker had said that you had a good story for it, and we tried to hook up. You got busy because you guys were in like your training stuff. So I need to hear the story of your spring turkey kill.
Oh gosh, yeah. Don't worry, because if you have about 30 minutes or 30 seconds on your loop, that's about all it's going to take. It was so fast.
That's all the information that I've given him so far, Wags, is that, hey, I heard the story. He said it's not going to take long, but I don't want to steal his limelight, so I'm going to just wait until he's back.
So I knew that with the Lake Country Dockhounds coming on and with everything going on with baseball, it was going to be real tough for me to get out for any of my seasons. And it happened to be, usually I'm a morning guy, and I got out there in the afternoon, and I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to go out here and see what happens. I get out there about 3:50. The wind that we'd had in the past, this was season 2, so the wind kind of did a little damage or kind of moved my blind around, and I'm like, okay, I got to do this, I got to do that. Went a little quicker than I thought. I get into the blind, I set down my stuff. And just because I made so much noise, I actually take out my slate call, I reach out the window, and I just scratch. Nothing in particular. I just make noise. Scratch, scratch, scratch that slate. I'm thinking maybe this will kind of maybe, I don't know, suffocate the noises that I made coming in. And I pull my hands back out of the window, and I rearrange the chair, and I sit down, and I hear a hen. I'm thinking to myself, there's not a chance in heck that happened that quick. Maybe I'm hearing an echo inside my blind. I'm like, what's going on here? I look out about 20 yards in front of me. A hen comes out. She comes out. She starts pecking at some grass and some clover for maybe about 7, 8, 9 minutes. And out of that back corner, out of my northeast corner where they usually come out, all of a sudden this tom comes strutting out. I'm like, no way is this happening right now. Literally came in. I videotaped it. I can't. I'll get it to you so we can put it up or something. It's not the kill shot, but it's him coming in, and you can see exactly where it is for about a minute. And I'm like, okay, I don't have a tripod. I can't video this, and whatever. So this time, because I went out so late, I did not bring my bow. It was not a double bearder. Took the gun up, and boom, he goes down. I'm like, what in the world just happened? I look down. He's flopping. So I got the flop. I'm happy as heck. I looked at it's like 4:10. I was out there for like 20 minutes. 20 minutes, and I got a bird. And within about 15 minutes after that, the daughters crushed all the turkey breasts, so I have none in the freezer. It's all gone. And I'm not like you. I don't use the legs.
Hey, sometimes you'd rather be lucky than good.
Right? Crazy. But so then, unfortunately, I missed the next season, and I have one more tag, and we have our home opener. I know this is going to be so now this weekend. This weekend is when the Lake Country Dockhounds are in town. And matter of fact, literally, I'm gonna just shoot you a text message tomorrow. Maybe you can announce it on the show, in the morning show with the country people, and just say that, it's starting up and we're at home and should be an exciting year. But I'm definitely missing some turkey hunting and even being out there. I actually, was able to go out there the other day when I had to cut my clover plots. They were growing so fast, so I actually got them all cut. But yeah, I might have to eat a couple turkey tags.
Hey, you know what? I ate my turkey tag this year. I did not get out. I was too busy working on my fishing stuff and going into the fishing season as I decided to make more changes last minute with stuff. So I did that, which I finally got out last weekend. I missed opening day on the water, but I got out last Saturday. I got into some bass, and what happens when you're out bass fishing and you happen to just stumble upon a pot of giant crappie? I mean, what do you do? I was able to reach into my box. I found the smallest jig that I had. Which actually I do keep in my tackle crate thing, like a small. It's almost like I want to call it like a bag, like a little fold bag thing. It's no bigger than the size of basically a baseball card. That I just slip a couple of small like hooks and some real small jigs, just some panfish type stuff that I just have in there, just random whatever. It doesn't take up any room. It's real small, and I happen to have 2 small like crappie jigs in there. It was like a little hair jig, and I found like a little piece of plastic I was able to like put together and slipped it on. Pulled up my 10 crappies and called it a day. So I've got a basically a limit of like big Wisconsin crappie, and I was out bass fishing. It was the best day of fishing, and I did this all in a matter of, I was only in the water for 3.5 hours. I caught 2 largemouths, filled up my crappies were all done in a half hour, and I was done. It was like the best Saturday. Then I went to Kenny Chesney right after.
That's what you were hoping your day was going to be on Saturday.
I got on the water. So. I slept in, and I got on the water late. Did my quick little thing, bing, 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 caught my fish, loaded up, went home, cleaned the fish, changed, and went off the Chesney. It was awesome.
Love it. Love it. What a day.
I would trade that for a turkey tag anytime.
I saw the picture you sent, and you saw my clip back. I was like, you have more on that kayak than I think half the vessels that I see at the Pioneer Marina up in Oshkosh. I was like, what in the world? And then all of a sudden I saw all the crappies on there, and like you said, what do? You got to take them home. You got to eat them. You got to eat you got to eat the Wisconsin crappies.
Right. I mean, it was a weird scenario. I was on a lake I'd never fished before, and so I'm out there and I'm kind of fishing this big like hump in the middle of the lake and throwing a crankbait and doing stuff, and I pick up 2 bass out there. It's a really strange lake, and I don't want to say exactly where it is and kind of like, I don't want to say blow it. I was talking to a local on the lake when I was out there, and he was saying that a lot of people ice fish this lake. And so they really just hammer the panfish, and it's become a much more difficult lake because people just hammer it and do the, you can catch 25. So they're taking their full 25 all the time.
Yeah.
One of those things, which is where I grab my 10 crappies. That's more than enough for a meal. I split it into 2. That'll be probably 2 meals.
Sure.
For, me, my wife, and my son. And that's what I was telling him. I was like, yeah, I've come out, done it from time to time, catching panfish. But 10 to 12 bluegills is way more than enough for 1 meal. You know what I mean? So you don't for one person more than 20. Again, you keep which I'm never going to tell anyone what to cap. I mean, that's this guy and I were talking about. We both agreed in that scenario. So I don't want to say exactly where it is. It's not known to be a bass lake, which was attractive to me to be like, great, I know it's not known as one, so there's not going to be a lot of people out there. Right. I want to go and try and see what I can do because I was challenge myself. But I was coming around then a point, and because there were some rocks that came off this point after I caught those first 2 bass. And I saw a couple that were starting to move up. I'm like, wow, this is weird. They are really starting to go into spawn. And I was not expecting them to be in. I was still expecting pre-spawn by last weekend. And as I'm coming around and I kind of get up towards shallower and I'm casting, I'm running my crankbait back and something follows it. I'm like, what? But it was smaller. And I'm like, is that a small bass chasing that crankbait? And so I whip back in again. And the same thing, another follows back. And I'm like, no, that was a big crappie. And I get by and I look down at my side imaging and I see this big pod. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. And that's when I'm going to put the video on my YouTube channel. I said out loud, I go, what do I do? What would you do? Do I know I'm bass fishing. Do I keep bass fishing through here? Or do I stop down and hope I have something and I turn this into a crappie trip? And I did turn it into a crappie trip.
I was going to say, you know how I feel about it. I'm just happy to catch fish.
Yeah, catch anything.
I mean, I don't care what it is. I'm just happy to get out there and catch fish. And if you get into a group of them, catch what you need and move on to a different spot and just keep trying to find the different spots.
Isn't crappie just the best tasting fish, though? Wouldn't you agree, Wags?
I would say yes. It's definitely up there. You're right. You've got them all. I do like I like the smallmouth. And I really like a cold northern pike, about maybe 20 inches, 22 inches long, whatever the limit is, or whatever that's the smaller ones. Cut up that wide bone, cut them into like 2-inch chunks.
Yep.
But you're right, crappie. If you're going to go panfish, I'll take the crappies any day. I'll take a smallmouth cubed up, obviously your walleye, but I'm really into those. If I knew how to fillet the northern better, which is simple once you get to do it.
Yep.
Those are great, but the crappies are my favorite panfish.
And these were all, like the smallest one was 10 inches that I caught.
Wow.
Like all the
So
ones
good
that I
size,
kept I basically kept all 12s. I had one that I swear had to be 14, 15. I lost it at the side of the boat because me as a dummy. I'm boat flipping everything the whole way. But then I get this bigger one, and for some reason, like, I'm just about to boat flip it, my brain goes, no, you should sit down and grab your net. And no more than I sit down, I reach for my net, and the net hits the water. That little paper mouth just ping, and he runs off. I dive the net down, hoping I can get him as he's running. And I totally missed him. But I'm like, idiot, you're boat flipping everything. Just boat flip the stupid thing, and you would have had the fish. I would have released him anyway, but I wanted to get the picture of that bigger crappie.
Right. I just want to see, I could see you being one of those guys that you just lose it right at the side of the boat and you just jump in to go after it. I could see you doing that. If it's the right fish, you're going in after it.
I put the net down. Like, I'll go arm, like I've done it ice fishing. A fish comes unbuttoned right in the hole. I'll go on elbow deep. Yeah. Almost the shoulder reach down the hole to, save it and grab it. I've done that. Yeah, no. But my first thought was, missed it. All right, back in. Next one up, man. Let's just keep going.
Oh, that's funny.
Keep pounding at that pot of crappie. It was a fun day on the water. So that's what it's all about, having fun and enjoying being out there.
Yeah.
What's next on the bucket list? Do you with baseball, I know you're busy with that. You got anything else planned? You getting the boat in sometime soon, or?
Well, so here's something that would be really nice if someone could comment on it. So my boat stays up in Oshkosh. I'm on Winnebago, and I don't know if it's the I don't know what caused it, but underneath the hull of my boat, there's some blistering under there. Little bubble pops about the size of maybe a dime, and it goes right through the polyurethane, if that's the correct terms, whatever's underneath it, and it goes right to the fiberglass. So I'm actually taking it into a guy, and what he's going to do is he's going to buff them out. He said, you know what? It just happens sometimes, and it generally happens when boats are submerged in water for great lengths of time. And I don't have a boat lift, obviously, at the slip. So those I don't know if it's caused by those, but I think it's just sitting in the water. So he's actually going to do that. And then I look at my schedule. I know I have my slip already. I have probably 2 or 3 weekends in the summer to get up there, only because of the fact with baseball. So, gosh, dang it. And gas at $10 a gallon, I don't know when I'll be able to get up there. And all my luck, those 2 or 3 weekends that I have off, there'll be raining. So,
right.
I think I'm going to keep the boat taken care of. So he's going to sand those out. He's going to buff them out. He's going to put something on there, and then he's going to paint underneath. So he's actually going to put another coating of paint underneath there, and he's going to go black. So that'll be fine. It doesn't bother me as my boat is white. So, it sits underneath there. The hull in the water won't bother me so much. But it may be the fact that with this summer being so short and me figuring out with baseball that the boat may not go out as much as the jet skis. I think I'm going to be doing more jet skiing and taking the jet skis over to the sandbars because everybody's got their boat. They have their swim platform. They got their cheese and crackers and the sausage and vegetable platters. So I'll just bring the jet skis up, anchor down on my jet skis, walk over to the sandbar and eat their food.
That's right. Join in there somebody else's party.
Absolutely.
Oh, man.
Wags, I got to say, I've missed you, man, because just your one comment about you've got 2 weekends that you're going to be able to get up and use the boat. And Wags, forever the optimist that he says, it's probably going to rain anyway, so whatever.
I know, because if I don't put the boat in, it's going to be 95 and sunny, and it's going to be a blast. If I put the boat in, it's going to rain. That's just how it is. I go to Vegas, and, if everybody's a guarantee, I put $100 on red, I guarantee you it's going to be black. Bet against.
All right, I'm going to go with you. I'll put it on black then.
Right.
Exactly.
The Tailgate Talk brought to you by friends at Buck Rub Outfitters. You can check them out off of Silverdale Road in Pewaukee, or easier, anyone can check them out from anywhere in the world, buckrubarchery.com. But if you're in the Lake Country area, which we've talked a little bit about already on the show, they've got 3 amazing courses you get out there and shoot, and the outdoor course just opened up. It is one of the most fun shoots, I think, each and every year that I like to go and shoot at. So go check them out again, buckrubarchery.com, and thanks for them being a part of the show this week. It's Ritter, Wags, and Tasker, the 3 of us all back together this week. You want to follow us on socials. It is at On The Tailgate. You caught the last little bit we were talking. Wags had mentioned a situation in the bottom of his boat and a question with some bubbling of stuff. Don't forget the new TalkBack feature that's on the iHeartRadio app. You see a little microphone, the TalkBack. You can press that and send us a voice message about anything on the show. So you can send us messages, reply to us anytime while you're listening with the TalkBack feature. Go ahead, use that. Or again, hit us on our socials at On The Tailgate. But Wags, being the busy baseball guy and coaching the Lake Country Dockhounds, there's an idea that popped in my head. We should get together and can we do like a sportsman's night, like an outdoors night? Like we'll go out to a ball game, record the show at the ballpark, and invite all these like sportsmen to come out and enjoy a ball game. Is there a way that you're a coach? You've got to have pull to be able to set something like that up, Wags.
Absolutely. You give me the groundwork or the PowerPoints or an itinerary, and I'll make it work. We can definitely do that. Generally, our games are starting at about 7:05. Some 6:35 games. We actually hit the field about 3:45, so it would be a long day for somebody to sit. But if we did a show and maybe you ran off to one of the local establishments in Oconomowoc, just down the road, had a little late lunch or something like that, always come back for the game and stay for a couple innings and head out. But we can make it definitely work, and I think that'd be a great idea.
I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Love that.
Great way to get a bunch of people that are involved in the outdoors, love to do sports things. Go check out baseball, and I mean, there's so much out in and around the area. Just mention, if you want to like pop in and pop back out and go check something out, there's a lot of bars and eateries and everything right around that ballpark.
Go to Fleet Farm, check everything out there.
By the way, that Fleet Farm is the best Fleet Farm. I will shout it out, period, forever. That Oconomowoc Fleet Farm I drive all the way out to that Fleet Farm because it is so awesome.
Yeah.
It is. It is good. And then, yeah, we could definitely do that. You get it out. You find out how many people we can get out there. And even if we got listeners or somebody that wants to get jumping on the podcast, I'll set up the tickets. Let me know how many tickets we get, and I'll get as many tickets as I can, and we can make a deal of it. So we can do the show. You guys can go to Fleet Farm and ransack the fishing department, and then come back and watch a little baseball.
It sounds like you're planning the perfect evening. I love this.
Yeah, I love this.
Clear past my finance department.
Right.
So we go May. Our first game was May 13th. The home opener is the 20th this weekend, and we go all the way up until the end of August. So the summer months are pretty much taken care of. Anytime we can do that. Obviously, there'll be a lot of fishing. There'll be a lot of summer sports going on with everybody. Whether, just in the Lake Country area, there's so much water up there. Whether you want a paddle boat, whether you want a kayak, whether you want a canoe, the lakes, the Fowler Lakes, they've also incorporated a lot of things now. Floating tiki huts. You can literally go out there for 4 hours, and it's like a little booze cruise, and you guys can sit out. It's shaped like a tiki hut with bar stools around it. You have a bartender, and this thing floats around, and you have cocktails. Oconomowoc now has the pedal taverns. There's so much to do in the Lake Country area. So, yeah, if you come on out here, we watch a couple games and then realize how nice Oconomowoc and the Lake Country area is, and then you can do so much. You'll talk to people. You'll find fishing holes, secret spots, because people do love to talk, and they love to talk up the Lake Country area.
Well, let's not get too excited about Lake Country, Wags. I want to move out there someday, and if we have all these people getting excited about going out there might not be any property left.
Exactly right. And then I was talking to the boys from the Stillery where Ritter's guys were all fish frying, and they do have that new one. So I was talking to Jason, and that one in Grafton's going up too. So
yep.
Heck, I said, why would you go to Grafton? We could do Germantown, Oconomowoc for the Stillery too.
Yeah.
So he said maybe Stillery 3 with a chuckle, and I think that's far-fetched, but maybe we can talk them into Stillery number 3 out in the Oconomowoc area.
They'd have their bases covered, that's for sure. Then they'd have, Richfield, Germantown, then they'd have Grafton. So you've got, the WOW counties covered. I think that'd be good enough.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right. Well, we were talking before. I mentioned the crappies we got into last week. And have you guys seen this freaking freak of nature sunfish that was caught out in Arizona just this past week.
Wasn't it like 5 pounds?
Yeah. Zach Mickle, he's a Wisconsinite. He road tripped to Lake Havasu. It's a red ear sunfish, 16.25 inches long, weighed in 5.07 pounds.
It's so thick. It is unbelievable how thick it is.
It is just absolutely a freak of nature. And that's not even the biggest. The world record was actually caught last spring out of the same lake. The guy was drop shotting a nightcrawler. It weighed 6.3 pounds.
Oh, my God. Is there a picture of that?
17 inches long, and it's 20 inches in girth.
Ooh.
Wow.
So, unbelievable. I guess Zach, the guy who caught it, he's been fishing bluegills a ton around Wisconsin. I've seen some photos here of him of other ones here and some big ones he's caught here in the state of Wisconsin. It's dwarfed by this just... I mean, this sunfish looks like it's like, like a snake when it swallows something and it it's big and fat wherever the body of whatever they swallowed is in them. That's what it looks like. This bluegill looks like it swallowed, I don't know, a tennis ball. Like, it is just a freak of nature.
It looks like a puffer fish, kind of.
That's a great description of puffer fish.
It actually looks so big and so bloated, it looks uncomfortable. It's that big.
It looked like when, in the old days, again, when we used to have a lot of rabbit hunts, and they didn't usually go by numbers. They used to go by weight, and people would stuff lead shot inside rabbits. It was like, so, it did. It looked like, are you sure? Is this guy like squeezing the tail, or did he blow air into it or something? How is it so big?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Did you guys hear as well about bird flu being detected in wild turkeys for the first time ever?
I did hear that.
That's kind of a concern. Southern Indiana is where they found the bird flu. They've always said, it's been other birds that never made it to wild turkeys. It's almost like wild turkeys were, I don't want to say immune to it, but they finally fought it there, and that could be bad news for a bird that, I mean, think about the state of Wisconsin, just the amazing story that the wild turkey's been. We went from almost near extinction in the state of that species to now, I mean, it's an abundance where if you want a turkey tag, it's basically over the counter. I mean, I know we still apply for certain weeks, but I mean, if you're going to get a turkey tag. You want a turkey tag, you're going to get a turkey tag. It's, no longer the lottery type thing you get with like bears or wolves in the state.
So what's the home radius or the home range for turkeys? Are they like deer where it can be like up to 7 to 10 miles or
totally.
Whatever? I mean, because they're a flying bird, but they don't really fly. They fly to go up in the tree, and that's about it, right?
It's spring. It's just like bucks in fall.
Yeah.
The number one goal is to procreate, so they will go miles, looking for a hen to mate with, which... I posted a video on our Instagram just the other day from right here at the station. There was a giant... I walked out of the building, and the door... You're going to love this, Wags. The door, like, opening and closing, make kind of like a click or whatever, but just that noise set this Tom into a shock gobble. And he was standing in the middle of the parking lot. And I'm like...
Really?
It kind of, like, took me back. I'm like, the door click, I'm like, look around my vehicle, and there he is standing there, and he kind of like walking away. And I'm standing there looking at him, and then he puffs up the feethers, and, he's strutting away. Yeah.
Hey! Sorry. This is my safe light guy. Just wait. You mind? Can you just give me 2 seconds?
Take your 2 seconds. I thought the turkey was back on the phone with the Wags for a minute.
No, I thought the dog heard you do the gobble and it went nuts.
Oh my God, that was great.
All right, thanks. No problem. Good Lord. Sorry about that.
Gotta love live. Gotta love live. Anyway, so this turkey shot gobbles, and then I'm standing out there, and I start going, oh! And he's gobbling back at me. And this went on for like 60 seconds or so. And finally, I'm like, why? I need to film this. This is crazy. And he just stood there just strutting around, just gobbling back at me.
You probably walked out there and thought Tasker was hiding behind a car.
Right. It startled me out of nowhere. Another news story I came across that I just want to bring up, I thought was kind of interesting. Rural Georgia, 2 Department of Natural Resource officers found some dudes were spearing bass and bluegills. They found them in the bed of a truck, obviously with spear wounds, and then found spear guns. So like these guys were doing like diving and spearing big bass and bluegills.
Take it that's not legal there.
It's not legal, which is, kind of a bummer because, like, I watched the episode that Steve Rinaldi did Meat Eater in the last season on Netflix.
Yeah,
when he was out in Hawaii. Yeah, Kimmy.
Yeah.
Kimmy Werner, an amazing the spear fisherman. And I'm like, man, that would be cool to have the ability to do some spear fishing in and around, like, normal lakes. Like, how cool would that be? especially in some of these clear waters. Like, it's not like just anyone can do it necessarily. There's still a skill to it. You have to be able to dive, you have to hold your breath. Like, there's all these, there's still a skill to it.
Why is that frowned upon? Are they worried that somebody's going to, like, shoot, I don't even know what it's called, a spear, a harpoon that is going to hit a boat? Or what do you think the regulations are behind that and why that would be a problem?
I have no clue. Wags, do you have a thought on it?
No, I don't. I'm kind of curious. We got to figure out do some more research on that.
I guess I've never thought about it, because you would never really think to do that. I mean, you're not going out to Pike Lake and say, yeah, today's a spearfishing day.
I would love to, is my point. I mean, the comparison that I'll bring to it is the fact that birds, right? Most often you shoot them with a shotgun. You think about shotgunning birds. You can shoot birds with a bow. You can hunt turkeys. You can hunt geese. You can hunt ducks. You can legally do it with a bow.
And bow fishing.
Right. So why I mean, it's, to me, weird. I guess, hook and line is the way to catch fish. Shouldn't there, maybe, I'm just saying it'd be kind of cool to see. It'd be kind of cool to see, maybe if there were even like a short, like a small season for spearfishing. You could do, just like with the little, what do they call it? The Hawaiian sling or whatever, it's just the standard, three
rubber strap,
three prong. Right. Where, you pull it back on the pole and do some three prong. Yeah. I think that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, I wonder because you can watch it. The Brunsons, who obviously do on their sportsman's channels and those hunting channels, he has a show called Spear Life, and they go down there. So is it maybe just your jurisdiction? Like Wisconsin doesn't assume that anybody's going to be spear fishing, or Kansas doesn't respect anybody to spear fish, but Florida, maybe Corpus Christi, maybe Bay areas, you can do that. Maybe it's, not inland waters. I don't know. I wonder what it truly means.
You can't shoot a fish with a spear, but you can reach in a hole and grab a catfish by the gills and rip it out.
Right.
Let that sink in for a second.
Yeah.
Ritter, Wags, and Tasker, three guys back together. It feels very good. I've loved getting some of the stories from the 20-minute turkey hunt that Wags apparently now is the turkey master. I shared my crappie story, and now it's your time, Mr. Tasker, to share your most recent outdoor story.
Oh, man. Yeah, well, so we just keep talking about how I got so much stuff going on. It's like, man, I never have any idea when I'm going to have time to go out and go fishing. And I just finally said the other day, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just go. I don't even care if the only thing that I can do is go fish at the Hartford Mill Pond. That's what I'm going to do. I know the fishing is terrible there, but my spot that I normally go to is like 25 minutes either direction, either east or west. I'm like, you know what? If I go 25 minutes, it's an hour. It's going to be too much time. So I'm just going to go right down to the mill pond. I'm just going to see what happens. So I go down there. I'm fishing. I caught a couple catfish. Maybe 10 inches. I caught 2 panfish. The final thing that I caught, it was the strangest thing, because I was fishing and I thought I felt a bite. I was sitting and I just kind of started reeling it in, and I'm like, I think I'm stuck. I gotta be snagged. There's no way that it just feels not normal, right? So as I get my line to the shore, I see this big clump coming up out of the water, and I'm thinking, what the hell is that? It's a turtle that is probably 12 inches on the shell at least, and it was just the strangest thing, because it took the worm and the hook, and it was hooked through the lip just like a fish was, but there was no bite, there was no pull. It just was all drag from coming through the water. I'm like, what am I gonna do now? And I tried to get it. I got it to the shore, and I just started thinking to myself, okay, how am I going to get this thing out of here? Because it's like an odd shoreline where it's kind of steep, but there's not really a way for me to get to the water and grab this thing. I didn't have my net with, because I just wasn't really expecting to catch anything, honestly. I just kept thinking to myself, I don't know what I'm going to do here. So I just finally pulled it up. I got it about halfway out of the water. And I'm like, okay, it's hooked pretty good. I'm not going to be able to get this off. I'm going to have to actually pull this thing out of the water, and I'm going to have to set it down. I'm going to have to hold the shell, and I'm going to have to try and wiggle this hook out. Well, after I finally was able to get it in a position that I knew I could pull it out of the water, the line finally snapped. What are the chances? I've never seen a turtle in that water before, and here I am hooking this thing that obviously was big enough that it snapped 8-pound test line. So I'm like, I just had to take a quick video, and I sent that to you, Ritter, and I was like, I've got good news and I've got bad news. Good news is I'm out fishing. Bad news is this is what I've caught so far.
And my response was, no, not bad news. Club that thing. Let's make turtle soup.
Turtle soup.
Am I the only one that's my first thought? When you get a giant snapping turtle, I'm like, let's make some turtle soup. Is that just like the Southern Louisiana coming out of me?
I don't know. I guess I was just, and then my wife texted me back. I sent her the same video, and she said, oh my gosh, bring him home. It could be Spike 2.0. So her and the kids had a turtle at one point in time named Spike. And so she's thinking, all right, will we bring him home? I don't know what we would even put this thing in. It was just the strangest thing. I had not anticipated that at all.
Like Wags with his, it's just going to rain. Anytime you go fishing, Tasker, now it's just going to be like, and I'm probably just going to catch a turtle.
I'm just going to catch a turtle. No bass at all, just turtles.
Out muskie fishing, I'm probably just going to catch a turtle.
Yep, that's what it's going to be.
Going to snag a snapper.
Oh, man. But you know what? I was happy to just get out. It was like an hour and a half that I went out. I caught a couple fish, and like I said, I'm never picky. I just want to go out and be able to reel some stuff in.
You got the skunk off the box.
I did, yeah. So at least for Wisconsin fishing, yeah.
And now you got the new fish finder mounted on the kayak, so that's going to be ready to go soon.
I got everything set up, yeah. But the bad part is that I keep thinking about, like, this week, like, I mean, I've got so much stuff going on for work, and it's like, after work 2 days this week, I had events. Today is not going to work out because it's supposed to rain all day. We have a surprise party tonight. So it's like, man, I don't even know when I'm going to have a couple hours to just set aside and actually go out and, get the kayak in the water. Because now that I got this thing mounted, I want to actually use it. So I don't know, man. We'll just see. It's a crazy start to the summer for us. We just got so much stuff with the kid graduating last weekend and all of the stuff coming up and Eric Church coming up. And it's just, I don't know. I mean, is this like our new normal? We keep talking about the new normal. It's like, are we just going to be really excited to have all of these things going on? And now we're always going to be busy.
How do you feel about this, Wags? Are we so excited to have things to do again because we didn't have them that we're planning more things? And now we're like overbooking ourselves and overextending ourselves? Or is it that we just got so used to doing nothing that doing anything feels like too much?
I feel that way.
Right. You're right. It's almost like we couldn't do anything, so we looked for things to do by ourselves. I remember a couple years ago when we talked about it, and you were saying you can't find any fishing gear. All the activities that people could do solo. So many people were starting to do walking Ice Age trails, doing things that they could do. Now all of a sudden you kind of have, I'm not saying that fishing is all of a sudden just crept up on us, but it's like, wait a minute, now we have all these other things to do. So now we've kind of planned for when we had to do things solo. Now we have events. We have Kenny Chesney. We have Eric Church. We have baseball games. Now all of a sudden, now you got to throw the things that we learned to do maybe by ourselves or in seclusion or quarantine, however you want to say it, and now you add that to the pot. Now our crock pot is just full of stuff, and we don't have the time.
Full of turtle soup, baby.
Turtle soup, though. One other thing I wanted to say, too, is I forgot to mention this. This is the time of the year now when you're going out to your turkey blind or something, or you're going out when you looked for mushrooms a couple weeks ago, or you're cutting food plots. I kicked up a doe, and she didn't go very far, so I knew that there had to be a fawn or two buried somewhere around there. Remember, this is fawn season, so don't chase those does away too far. So I kind of just kept the tractor on, kept the noise going. She jumped about maybe 30, 40 yards, spun around. And as I came back on the second time, she was wiggling her way back. And I just stayed away from that side because, the fawns have dropped. I believe the fawns have all dropped.
You mentioned mushrooms. I've turned up, I've talked about it on the show last year. We were mentioning that the urban mushrooms that I have morels that grow in my yard.
Yeah,
I've plucked 10 morels right out of the yard. No need to go far. Just go right to the yard.
Yeah. So, Wags, are you going to put a trail camera out to see what you got for antler growth coming into the summer, or are you still going to wait until the fall?
No, my intentions are to put it out. I have two mineral sites. One other thing that I was talking to somebody, my water supply. So I went to Menards and I bought these peanut-shaped ponds for probably landscaping ponds, not as big as a koi pond, obviously. It's like the size of maybe a 46-inch TV. And so I was saying, I'm going to put water in there. He said the biggest thing you have to realize is don't go out there and change the water. I would always think, or I wouldn't always because I've never done it, but I would have thought, oh my gosh, this water's getting stagnant. It's getting gross. I got to clean this thing out and continue to put clean water in this peanut shell pond. And he said, absolutely not. He said, absolutely not. He goes, as a matter of fact, I wouldn't even bury it because I said, well, it goes 12 inches deep. It's 46 long, blah, blah, blah. He goes, no. He goes, when they go down, their antlers, leave it on the surface and always make sure if you got it like that, put a stick in there, like a big log, so that if creatures do get in the water, they can find a way out. Because that's what you definitely don't want. You don't want a rodent, a small kill, or anything to get in there, can't get out, they die, contaminate that water. Always leave a stick, a nice branch so they can get out. And do not change the water. So I learned about 3 different facts about that by just putting water out. And I've started that. I put it close to my mineral sites, and I have the water by my food plots. So hopefully this will all pan out as we move into the fall season, and the deer will be comfortable drinking water.
All right. Stumbled across something on Bassmaster website that I thought was both interesting and a duh moment. I'm going to read through some of these here. We could talk about it. They did an article of 20 health benefits of bass fishing. And I feel like this could apply to health benefits of anything in the outdoors. Fishing promotes mental health. So the National Institute for Health Research in London found people who live in urban environments are at a higher risk for numerous mental health issues, including depression, anxiety, blah, blah, blah. By going out and spending time in nature, it's shown to provide long-lasting protection against developing those conditions. I've said many times, just getting outside and like just touching a tree helps alleviate some anxiety and things for me as a person with clinical anxiety. I'm like, duh. But, I mean, isn't that so true? Just being outside, it can help anyone.
That's why I like these little, like even just the 1 hour, whatever it is. I'm like, I don't care where I go. I don't care what pond I'm going to fish in. I'm happy to just go out for an hour. You know, I'm not going to drive an hour to fish for an hour, but if I can go somewhere close, it's nice just to be able to do that and just get away.
And the second point goes along with mentioning like it can help with PTSD, things like that. Fishing puts smiles on faces, especially those of special needs kids. Again, just fun doing. I mean, who doesn't love fishing? Catching a fish, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Fishing builds self-esteem. You are becoming a better angler. You know, you feel better about things. Like I had the moment just the other night. One of the night we were sitting on the couch, and I was like, for those days where I doubt myself, you know, as I'm now getting into fishing and tournaments and stuff again, and doing it from a kayak versus a boat. I'm like, can I really do this? Am I just gonna like embarrass myself and get my teeth kicked in? Like, I'm still gonna do it. Like, it's not gonna stop me. But I'm like, no. There's these days where I've spent the last year on a kayak, going to lakes I've never fished, I knew absolutely nothing about, with no electronics. Like this last time was the first time out with having my full electronic setup on my boat, and I've always gone out and figured out how to catch them. I had the moment where I was like, no, like I feel good. Even if I only catch like 1 or 2, I still caught something.
Yeah.
I still figured it out with something I knew absolutely nothing about. But don't we all have like those doubt moments? Those small successes build that confidence and can make us feel good.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Relieving stress. Fishing's good for the heart. Fishing clears the cobwebs and counteracts noise pollution. Fishing improves analytical skills and sharpens the mind.
Mm-hmm. That's an interesting take.
It helps young people develop fine motor skills. I like that one a lot. You know, just think about it, just playing with baits, just doing things, learn like hand-eye coordination from casting. Things I think about my son.
With casting would be the first thing, is just the hand-eye coordination and releasing the line and all of that. Yeah.
Connects kids with nature. Here's one you can relate to definitely as well, Wags, as you mentioned your daughters before. Strengthens family bonds.
I love that.
Any kind of hunting or fishing, I think, can help build those family bonds. We talked about it on a show back last, was it spring or it was in the fall? You mentioned, Tasker, you went up just to go check trail cameras and brought your wife with, in different ways to get the whole family involved in the process of something in the outdoors, even if they're not taking place in actually fishing or in the hunt, still being a part of the whole process. Builds friendships. The 3 of us are here because of what? Common interest in the outdoors.
Yep.
Good exercise, protects against COVID because you're outside and not hanging around inside places.
I don't know, but them deer got the vid, though.
That's true. Fishing increases your heart rate. Fishing exposes you to more vitamin D, again, being outside. Provides a source of healthy food. As long as you're not eating, PCB full fish that I grew up with around the Fox River and Bay of Green Bay. Fishing makes your life last longer, helps us appreciate nature. And finally, fishing offers a spiritual experience. You can replace the word fishing with hunting, with anything outdoors, and I was like, these 20 things are does, but yet they're all super true.
Yeah.
And very fitting.
Yeah, and it could be all, like you just said, all applicable to fishing, hunting, hiking, walking, biking, anything outdoors. It can almost be blanketed under that outdoors, getting outside, learning more about yourself. Just observing and appreciating nature is so huge. And I think we're very, very lucky for our situation where we live, the opportunities that are presented to us, and taking advantage of it. I think everybody can, but sometimes, like we just talked about, our schedules get too hectic, too bogged down. But I think you almost have to, in this day and age, you almost have to have time or find time to let everything go and breathe.
Even if, like you said, Tasker, it's an hour.
Yep.
I got to get better at bank beating and being able to do that. But again, where I live in the middle of a city. I am truly the most urban person. Like, you go any direction from me, it is at least a half hour, 40 minutes of urban jungle. Like, I live in the heart of city. So it's harder for me to get to places like that, which is, where if I'm going to travel that far, well, I may as well bring the boat with and drop it in somewhere and do some fish. Which this is great about lake country. I mean, lake country is probably the closest for me to a lot of things. It's either going Washington County, and some of the lakes that are, let's say Big Cedar, that's the big one. I mean, I've fished on Big Cedar quite a bit, but lake country. And I think this year I will probably fish way more in lake country than I will going up to Washington County and fishing up there. I know my other fishing is going to be far, far, farther than that. Is my first tournament is on the Bay of Green Bay, Lake Michigan. So the lines are open to any waters in and around Door County. So I'm still struggling with where I'm going to fish there because I've got two really good areas that I plan to be in. And then my second tournament is actually the Winnebago system.
When is that first tournament?
June 18th is the first tournament, and then July 30th is the second tournament. That July tournament, it's labeled as like Wolf River because the boundaries go from like basically the bridge in like Fremont area on the Wolf River, and it actually will let me fish all the way until the railroad bridge before you get onto Lake Winnebago. So that whole system I've got. And I've got a lot of stuff from co-angler days of fishing on that system that I know I can get into. So I'm kind of excited to get into that one. And it's going to be a little different. I have to really limit myself to a smaller area being in a kayak now, which is the challenge that I keep talking about. Why I love kayak fishing is it's forced me to slow down, to fish things more intentionally. With more intent, break things down a little more. You can't just be in a boat and be like, 10 casts, go, nothing here, pick up and run 30 miles. Like, you can't do it. I mean, you got to load it back in the vehicle and drop. So I try and keep, a little more close.
And that's a pretty cool one. That border, so where that train bridge is, right before you you don't get to the mouth of the so-called river before you get into Winnebago. You're a good almost 100, 200 yards in. So you can't take advantage of that rocky point or anything like that.
No.
So you got that system, then find out where it goes on the backside into Butamore.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of stuff that's fishable in there on Rainbow Park. I mean, there's people that fish at Rainbow Park all the time. I mean, there's so much in and that whole system is. We're so lucky in the state of Wisconsin to have things like the Winnebago chain, to have Lake Country, just Okauchee and how that all interconnects and chains to all the different lakes. It's we really are lucky to have so much of that because a lot down south it's a lot of river systems. So you've got the lakes that all connect, but it's all current based and all based on like one river, where we've got like all these smaller lakes that all interconnect and different opportunities for different. It's cool.
Yeah, we're super lucky with that.
I feel like we're going off the rails. We're going off in weird directions. We got to center things forward. We got to move forward. Real quick before we wrap up, I want to mention again our friends at Ballard's. They've got the summer fishing special going on, 2-for-1 rates. I was paging through the other day another I would say newsletter that I subscribed to. And got in my email. I'm scrolling through and I look and I'm like, oh, I recognize that guy holding the trophy smallmouth there. So shout out to our friends at Ballard's putting me in their ads, which you can actually see that posted on our Instagram @on the tailgate. The 2-for-1 summer special to get up and fish in Canada.
What a deal.
I can't believe that they're even able to do that. But, you think about it. We talked about it on the show last year with, the COVID being shut down the borders. And certain people will make their own decisions to not go because of vaccination statuses or whatever the rules would be. And that's, again, anyone's choice to make their own choices there. So there's some people that were booked on things that have made the decision that, no, we're not going to come. So that's where some of these openings have come up.
Right.
And they're just like, well, we just want to fill the openings because this is going to be such an epically awesome year. And, I remember getting the phone with Gary at one point. He's like, what do we do? I'm like, I do some sort of special to try and fill those dates. And so that's where we're at with it. But I can't wait to get up there. There's some smallmouth that are really stupid that need hooks from me in them.
That just sounded so subtly aggressive.
Did you notice that? I really ramped up the aggression. I started with something like really cool, and we were talking like nature provides this like calming effect, and suddenly I got real mean, didn't I?
I'm about to rip some lips. Oh man, that's good. See, this is why we need you, Wags. This feels like a good show again, man. It's nice to have you back, and it's good to hear that the season is up and running. And I don't know, boy, they keep winning on the road. I don't know. You might be around more often.
We'll make it work, and then obviously, hopefully, we can set up something to come out to Lake Country Downtown Stadium and do a show and have a get together.
I'm going to work on that fact. If you would come or you want to come, and you're listening, and you would come and join us for a night, watch some baseball, hang out. Whether you come for the show, like come and watch like a show recording, or just like literally come to the game and hang out. Send us a message. Hit us on our socials. Again, it's @on the tailgate, or you can drop us a little line in the talkback feature listening to the iHeartRadio app. I look forward to that. We got to get an outdoors, and I think that'll be really fun. Love baseball, love the outdoors. It's just the natural fitting. And Wags is the pitching coach. You know, when you got a connection, you got to squeeze and utilize that connection.
Right.
Wags, do pitching coaches often get heckled or?
No, they don't. So
well,
don't think about it. Don't put together any wise cracks or nothing. No, their pitching coaches do not get heckled.
All right, that's good to know. I'll start working on my
work on your heckling.
Yeah,
we'll practice and get ready to go for next week. Thanks for joining us. This is Tailgate Talk.